What's the biggest promise your parents broke? I was 14 when my parents promised they'd stay sober for my little brother's sake. He was only 8, and the doctors had just diagnosed him with severe anxiety. They sat us down at the kitchen table, tears in their eyes, and swore they'd change. No more empty bottles hidden under the sink. No more screaming matches at 3 a.m. No more missed parent-teacher conferences. For 2 weeks, they kept that promise. Mom packed actual lunches instead of just lunch money. Dad showed up to my brother's therapy sessions on time. The house felt different, quieter, clearer, like we could finally breathe. My brother even started sleeping through the night again, clutching his favorite dinosaur a little less tightly. Then one Friday, I came home and found Dad passed out on the couch, surrounded by beer cans. Mom was in the bathroom, door locked, crying and talking to herself. My brother sat on the stairs, shaking, holding his stuffed dinosaur so tight his knuckles were white. The air felt heavy with broken promises and spilled beer. I did what I always did. I cleaned up the cans, made mac and cheese for dinner, and told my brother everything would be okay. But it wasn't. The receipts from the liquor store started piling up again. Mom missed work so often she got fired. Dad's eyes got that glazed look more and more. My brother's anxiety got worse. He started having panic attacks at school, hiding under his desk when things got too loud. I became the parent at 14. I learned to forge their signatures on school forms. I figured out how to pay bills online using Mom's card. I memorized my brother's medication schedule. When he had panic attacks at night, I was the one who held him and breathed with him until he could sleep. I grew up watching my brother shrink into himself. He stopped talking at dinner, stopped bringing friends over, stopped asking our parents for help with homework. He knew better than to expect anything. One morning, I walked into the kitchen and found them both drunk at 7 a.m. My brother's medication bottle sat empty on the counter. They'd forgotten to refill it for 2 weeks. He was curled up in the corner, having the worst attack I'd ever seen, gasping for air between sobs. Something inside me hardened that day. I wasn't their daughter anymore. I was my brother's protector. That night, I packed 2 bags while they were passed out, called our aunt who lived 3 hours away. When she pulled up in her old blue Honda, I grabbed my brother's hand and walked out. Mom and Dad were too drunk to notice the sound of the front door closing behind us. 2 years later, they showed up at our aunt's house, said they were 6 months sober, attending meetings, ready to be parents again. They begged us to come home, promised things would be different. I looked at my brother, now doing better in school, sleeping through the night, finally smiling again. His hands didn't shake anymore when he heard loud voices. He'd started playing soccer, making friends, being a kid again. Then I looked at our parents and said, "You already had your second chance. He deserves better than another broken promise." We never went back. Sometimes they still call, promising they've changed, but promises don't mean much when you've watched them shatter too many times. The hardest part wasn't leaving. It was realizing that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from the people who were supposed to protect you so you can protect someone else.